And joining Fogg in the front row of the grid is Kane Scott on the Fujitsu Ford Falcon, Paul Manuel the first of the Holdens, followed by the championship leader Johnny McIntyre.
Starting out position 5 is Clark Proctor, Peterson alongside him, Andy Booth and Paul Radisich take out row 4.
9 and 10, it's Yulden and Penny rounding out the top 10, followed by Perkins and another Aussie McLean.
Adam Brooks out of 13, Fawcett alongside him, Wallace and Ross take out 15 and 16.
Further back down the fields, Richard McLaren Stewart and Inky Tulloch.
Starting out position 21 is Dale Lambert, Chris Adams alongside him, Kevin Williams and Andrew Porter take out 23 and 24.
Right behind Hayden McKenzie is the new Commodore, the Pine Pack Commodore of Andrew Anderson.
Sean Turton starts out at 29, Hardy out of 30 and Bernard and Angel round out the field.
So 14 laps, Fujitsu 200. And look at this, overcast, cloudy skies at the moment, so it's a bit of a worry for the field, Shane Drake.
Certainly concerning, especially one of these cars, but look, it's dry. Let's take it as it comes, Brownie, but this is Perkins.
And what will be going through their mind at the moment is the fact that that last race down at Taupo was such a costly event. They can't afford another one of those, especially in the first lap, because remember so far, the first lap in every one of the V8s so far this year has been all on.
Well, let's they got more important things to worry about now. As Andrew Anderson starting from pit lane, saw the guys working down underneath the car, problem there. Rain was already seen on the front of Angus Fogg's car, so it's obviously spitting in certain parts of the circuit. Just keep an eye on those front windows.
So it's a nervous, twitchy start for the mighty weekend at Manfeild. A fantastic track here. Always get a great shot, a great view of the racetrack, no matter where you're sitting in the grandstand. But buckle up, because here we go. When the red lights go out, we're racing. Race 1 for the weekend in the Fujitsu 200 at the mighty Manfeild circuit, and it's Fogg, Scott, Manuel. Oh, it's a Ford Holden sandwich down to that first corner.
What a sight, 32 cars into the turn 1 Toyota, and Foggy's got away. Kane Scott's on the wrong side of the track here at the moment. Manuel can sneak on the inside. No, he's got that second. Foggy's away.
Look at that. Oh, drama there. Oh, and McLean's gone around. Fawcett trying to dodge the dudgeon. Oh, he can't. Unbelievable start through the splash, and already a big crash.
Oh, it's McLean and Yulden, and there's a yellow car in amongst that as Andrew Anderson finally takes to the circuit.
And he's going to come out under the yellow as the rest of the field.
Oh, is that Gene Rollinson? It goes around as well.
Already swapping places in the Bartercard Commodore. Smoke pouring out from underneath Colin McLaren's.
Yeah, that's a 94 Haviline car.
The other one of the International Motorsport Ford Falcon. So already the first lap, and let's take a look at the drama on that crash through the splash. On board with Cameron McLean.
Whoa, he's been turned around by someone.
It's a hell of a place to do a U-turn.
Oh, he's actually going backwards. This is on board Adam Brook.
That's the rat up in front.
Oh, it's Radisich. Straight up into the left rear of McLean.
Then it looks like the rat's got mixed up with the Powerball Falcon of Luke Yulden. Let's take a look from the GT Radial Falcon of Perkins.
It's a fair way back. Oh, and then Yulden just gets a little tap on the way through. Wing mirrors flying off. This is Perkins, a wild man.
Forget about Ratatouille, that's a Rataspewy.
Well, big action down here in pit lane. Poor Radisich has just brought the car in. Oh, they've just jacked the car up and it's fallen off the jack. They're going to be stuck in this pit lane for quite a while.
But he's not the only one. We've got 5 cars stuck in the pits.
Yeah, that's Wallace in the background. Fawcett in there as well. And this is on board Mark Peterson, United Video Falcon. He qualified great for the start this weekend as he starts getting hammered by the Oryx car of Manuel. Gets a little bit of a tap there into Higgins. And this is Clark Proctor, another guy who's qualified exceptionally well this weekend.
So it's Manuel, Peterson, Proctor, McIntyre, Booth. Down towards Dunlop. Entrance onto the front straight. Foggy's already gone. Cleared off.
Scott's gone with him. These boys are actually holding each other up as McIntyre gets the inside run down to turn 1.
On board with the champ.
Yeah, should have it covered in here.
Great place to do the passing down to the end of that front straight on the inside going into Toyota. Look at this, he's just crept past Mark Peterson. And now he's got the former stock car man on his sights as they charge through the infield. There's the battle up in front. It's Angus Fogg, followed by Kane Scott. Now Manuel, Proctor, McIntyre, Pedersen.
And Booth's joined in on the act as well, so this is great fight.
McIntyre all over the back of Proctor. He's got that 105-point lead going into this race. Hasn't finished outside the top 10 so far in the V8s this year.
This is a strong corner of McIntyre's lap around here, Manfeild. We're on board him. So he's just trying to have a sneak up the inside, just trying to get a nose in there. I think he's got enough.
McIntyre having a go at Proctor and takes him going into Dunlop.
No shortage of power in that ultimate forward of McIntyre.
Great scrap developing here just outside the top 10. Dave Stewart, Dale Lambert, Porter having a go down the inside of the Falcon.
Oh, if you wind the clock back, remember these two guys got together at Taupo, something unbelievable. And Porter's going to take the position here. Simon Richards pushing that Hyundai car.
Adam Brook and John Penny having a great scrap for a place inside the top 10. We've just heard Fogg set a new lap record, a 1:12.9. Quicker than his qualifying lap record that he set from his old lap record from last year. He's on fire, Fogg.
You better hold the numbers, Brownie. Look at this.
That's not fire. That's rain.
That's serious rain. Look at this. It's interesting, this track. Oh, no.
Look at this. It's been a dry start to the 14-lapper, but now
it is a monsoon coming down out there.
you can see it sweeping across. Just all of a sudden, it's been one of those days. It's fine and sunny, then these squally showers. The Oryx Commodore of Paul Manuel holding off Johnny McIntyre. He won't be able to pass, perhaps, or make it stick because we're under yellow.
We're under red.
Under red. Stopping the race.
Stopping the race.
And no wonder, look at these conditions. Brings back memories of Pukekohe. And it's the Haviland Racing Falcon that's been setting the field on fire as we take a rain break at mighty Manfeild. Welcome back to the Jiu-Jitsu 200. Well, it's obviously time for a slick change to wets. Roger Davis has more.
Well, I can confirm the race director has declared this is a wet race. What that means, all the slick tyres have come off the cars. Now they've put wet weather tyres on. The race was halfway through the distance. They're now going to carry on the rest of the race, just about ready to start racing.
So the Porsche G Money safety car has left the field. It's got to be Indian file until they cross the start-finish line. Angus Fogg, he's been leading from start to finish. Can he finish it off in the wet now?
Well, he'll certainly be disappointed about losing the buffer that he had. And while we were away on the break, the tyres were obviously changed as Brook loses a spot to Booth. The only thing they're allowed to change there was wet tyres, so no changes to the car, bars or suspension like that. So
no tinkering from a dry setup even to a wet setup, just put on the wet tyres.
Yeah, because the race was suspended, so to speak, and this is the first time we've ever had one of these conditions. As Brook now lines up behind the United Video car. Mark Pedersen spent a lot of money between Taupo and here fixing that car after he hit the wall. But Mork always got a smile on his face.
Recently resealed the track here at Manfeild, and Paul Manuel in the Oryx Commodore says just around about here it sort of goes from the old to the new, can get a little bit slippy, so watch out for that.
Now it's just gone through in front of us is David Bernard. He's 11th from the back of the grid. He is becoming the king of reverse grid races.
There he is there, right behind Perkins and his teammate Penny.
What a drive. And it's not a bad drive either by the guy 2 cars in front of him, Penny. I mean, where did he come from this weekend after his bad run at Taupo? Obviously, this SCG boys have really got together and worked a whole lot of problems out.
On board the GT Radial Falcon of Dean Perkins, at least you've got some vision, unlike that race at Pukekohe.
There's Bernard up around the outside of 2 of them.
Good driving by the Aussie.
What a move as he pulls up behind Brook. See whether his teammate Penny decides to give him some space, but he's got a good run around the outside.
So there they are, the 2 teammates side by side.
Penny doesn't let it go. Fogg seems to be clearing out. In the distance here, that Haviland number 3 car really working well as Bernard pokes his nose up the inside.
Has a good look.
He thought about it. thing is there that some of the time, especially right now, though, you can't see much what's going on around you.
On board the United Video Falcon of Mark Pedersen looking back at the versatile caravan, and Brooke having a go.
He's just probably lining up a run back down. Oh, he went wide.
Oh, and look at Penny having a big slide.
And watch Bernard try and take the whole lot of them.
It's that part of the track we talked about before that Paul Manuel thought was a bit slippy. This is the field as they charge down towards Dunlop. Plenty of lines in and out of this corner.
Yep, but the problem is that there's different levels. As both of the SCG cars sneak inside Brooke, I mean, he's going backwards at the moment. He's up to as high as 7th in the first part of the race.
So a great scrap for a place in the top 10. Pedersen slowing under brakes. Brooke down the inside.
Bit of radio chat coming through that Mark Pedersen can't see.
Neither can Dave Stewart because he's off the track.
That's turn 1 Toyota. Oh, there you go. The boys weren't telling any lies when they were on the radio. That's a terrible position to be in.
So it really is foggy for Mark Pedersen, and it's also foggy for the rest of the field because he's cleared off. And now it's the Fujitsu Falcon going very fast in the drive, but just struggling for Kane Scott in the wet. Manuel all over his bumper, followed by McIntyre. Great performance by Manuel, the third fastest in qualifying, hunting down his first podium finish of the season. Can he hang in there because McIntyre's all over his bumper down the straight. There's fog up the front.
I would say Foggy's just cruising, and Scott looks to be struggling. And Manuel, he's just got to be careful and make that number 15 car as wide as he can. McIntyre gets a great slingshot out of Toyota.
Great shots in the New Zealand V8s. Fujitsu 200 on board the Fujitsu Falcon. That's the Oryx Commodore of Paul Manuel. Lurking in the background, the championship leader, Johnny Mack.
And Manuel's got, as I said, he's got to be careful because if he pops out of line, McIntyre's going to fill his boots and take the position. So, whoa, puts a wheel up on the curb.
Just about filled his boots then. McIntyre, what will he do as they go down to Higgins?
Yellow out at Higgins. There's a car parked, and there is a yellow car parked in the background. Well, Manuel's just got to make that number 15 car wide and get it off those turns. And there's Perkins up the inside. Well, that's actually under yellow. Up the inside of Brookie. So interesting. See if any action. Oh, look at that.
It's a big
Brookie's
wave.
waving, going, mate, get back.
He looks like an angry Viking, doesn't he?
Quite rightly so.
And looks like Perkins is he going to give him
Oh,
a little
take
butt?
that. Give it to him.
And he's taken the spot too. So she's all on in the V8s.
Oh, so old Adam Brooks going to need a good demister because there'll be a fair bit of hot breath under that helmet.
Angus Fogg still leads from Kane Scott. There is that lead. He's set the lap record. He's had 4 wins last year, chasing down his first win this year. Meanwhile, it's a great scrap for second, third and fourth between a slowing Fujitsu Falcon of Kane Scott. More power this year. This way certainly for Paul Manuel and that Oryx Commodore, and Johnny McIntyre, the man who's just been setting the pace for the whole season. Look at those dark clouds in the background.
You probably don't have to be a rocket scientist here, Clint, to know that, and looking at the lap times on our counter, that Kane Scott is slowing them up. He obviously hasn't struggling for the drive coming out of the corner, so he's just slowing them up a little because they're banking up behind him and going into the turns.
So that gives Foggy a little bit of a chance to increase that lead, which he had during that dry part of the race.
Well, they're starting to catch him up, but I think we're coming up to the checkered flag.
And it's Fogg. It's finally lifted for Angus. Gets his first win of the season. The Heavily Racing Falcon from International Motorsport. They've worked so hard with the new car, the new motor, and it's paid off. Scott holds on for second. Manuel gets his first podium of the season.
Well, let's take a look how they finished in the wet, and it's Fogg, Scott, Manuel, McIntyre, Proctor a fine 5th. Boothie could come back for 6th. Bernard 7th and Penny 8th.
Great race between those teammates. Then it's Perkins and Brooke rounding out the top 10, followed by Ross. Hayden McKenzie getting up to 12. That's a good result for him. Lambert, Harney, Richards and Mark Pedersen, well, he couldn't see, so he finished in 16th.